What's up, guys? It's Hot Kingdom Kennel here again with another video. And today I'm gonna make a video that everybody's been asking for. Just kidding, nobody's asked me for it, but I'm gonna make it anyway. And it's how to turn your backyard into a dog kennel. Show the kennel. So as you guys can tell, my backyard is not that big. I think my backyard might be 4,000 square feet. But I made it work. Like this, the only thing that I had here was this concrete slab with this roof over it, which helped me a lot to get it started, obviously, because that's kind of what you need to start a kennel is, you know, a safe and clean place for them to live. And then you can get a shed like this one that you could buy. Are you showing that one? You could buy that one, but they can be kind of expensive. And if you are just starting out, you're probably gonna have some sort of budget. So I'm gonna kind of like guide you through the things that I did that, you know, I was able to afford and to, you know, make sure that my dogs have a clean living area where they're off the ground, where they're not muddy, where they're safe, where they're dry, where they're out of the weather conditions, where they're warm in the winter, where they're cool in the summer. These are all things that I had to face, all battles and obstacles that I had to overcome to, you know, create the environment that I wanted for them, because I love my dogs. I don't want to just chain them to a dog house like that and have that as a shelter. I care about them a little bit more than that. So I'm going to show you guys kind of how I started it. And even this ground, this is rock right now. And, you know, that was a huge issue in the beginning. Something that, like, it would put me in the worst mood ever is when I come outside to take care of my dogs and I'm walking in a mud pit. Like, that would really bother me. So these are all things. And, you know, the winter, dealing with, you know, the dogs being cold, the summer with them being hot, and the flies. You know, it's just like everything that you don't really see getting into breeding dogs that, you know, from my experience and this short time that I've been breeding dogs, that I've learned to overcome. So number one is you need a backyard. That's the first thing that you need. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously you do need a backyard, and whether you live in the city, whether you live in the suburbs, whether you have a big farm, you know, you can make it work. You know, I live in the suburbs. Do you want me to spray you down with some fly spray? It's essential oils. You want it?
Yeah.
Guys, my wife is filming the video.
What's up, YouTube?
I'm just gonna spritz her down real quick with this. You guys wanna know what's in here? Huh? That's for another video, but I'll show you. It's kind of just a homemade recipe that I use to keep the dogs off me. The dogs. Maybe that too. Keep the flies off me. But it works really good, and it's all essential oils. It's all natural. So, like I said, the first thing is, you know, you need a backyard. So I have a couple videos that I took prior to me, like kind of doing some upgrades to the kennel of what it looked like before with the mud and my old fence and everything. First thing that I did, and the first thing that you need, is a solid platform for the dogs to be on. And it could be a concrete slab. That's probably your best option. Or it could be something like this. Some people have them on rocks, but you can run into a lot of problem. I have this piece of particle board, and there's some pavers in the back. And this is not my ideal situation, but this is just something that I did that I was really cheap, and I put down a water sealant on the particle board so it doesn't get soaked with urine and all this other stuff, and I could just wash it off and clean it off like the same way that I clean my other kennels. You know, if you want to go a cheap route and you want to get some dogs and you don't have a concrete slab, that is something I can recommend, is if you put rocks down and then you either put the wood on top of it, or you could put pavers down, which could also be a cheaper option. that's a good place to start. And then you could get a roof like this. If you don't have a roof, you could get a roof that comes with these kennels, and it's just a tarp. This, I'm not sure. I bought this used. This is a 10x10 kennel. They're usually $1,000. I got it for $700 with the roof. But this roof is probably not expensive at all, and you could even make your own, you know. And then right there, their housing. That's the IBC tote, which you could buy used on Facebook Marketplace for like $70. You know, and you can, depending on what dogs you're breeding, you could definitely almost fit, no matter what breed, 2 in there, sometimes 3. If you got bullies or American Bulldogs, probably 3 would fit in there. But if you got like Rotties or some sort of Mastiff like Corsos or something, probably 1, maybe 2. But $70, and that's going to keep them completely out of the elements. And that top screws off, so you could put a heater in there or a fan, you know. And then, you know, you got water buckets like this you can buy on Amazon for like $15 that holds a gallon, which is good. Come over here. And then this is what I started off with. It was just this concrete slab with, you know, there's a roof over it. So that is ideal. That's kind of the best you can get, besides of actually having your own kennel built, or like an enclosed garage or something. But you know, you can get these from Tractor Supply for like $450. It's a retriever kennel. It's only a 6 foot by 4 foot, which I don't love. It is what it is, and they're in there right now because I'm whelping 2 litters, and I'll get into that and how I was able to figure out how to whelp 2 litters in a backyard completely outside. Because I don't have a basement, I don't have a garage, I don't have a place where I can whelp a litter, you know, and I'm not about to whelp them in my living room. I got 2 little kids and, you know, a foreign wife that doesn't like dogs. But on these kennels, the cool thing is that if you look back here, there is a part actually right here as well. See these screws? These things something to the side of the kennel, so their housing isn't in the kennel, so they have more kennel space, you know, which is super convenient. Right, Kirby? This man needs his space. He's not a dog that wants to be, you know, and I don't even, this is too small for them. I only have them in this right now just to welcome puppies, but, you know, this man needs his space. He likes to run. He's a big dog. He's almost 130 pounds, you know? So I try to give him, you know, the best living space that I can. But attaching the housing unit outside the kennel is a huge plus. And then you got this one, same thing, Tractor Supply. This is an 8x8. It's actually a chicken coop, but I think it was like $700 or $800. And same thing. If you look here, be careful of the mud. If you look here, you can move that part of the fence over and attach whatever you want to attach to it. You know, this female's pregnant right now. This is Zara, and she's due in less than 2 weeks, like a week and a half. And I was able to attach this shed that I got on Amazon. $250 for this thing. 6 foot by 4 foot. And I lied, this is not a 6 by 4 foot kennel. This is a 10 by 4, I think. Something like that. This is a 6 by 4. This is like a 10 by 4. 10 by 5, something like that. But if you come in and look over here, this I turned into the whelping box for when she gives birth to the puppies, you know. And it was $250 on Amazon. I put the bumpers up, you know. I just screwed them into the side. You know, I got a fan. I'm about to put a camera up. You know, I cut this metal, and obviously the metal's super sharp, so I was able to take vinyl fencing and put it over the edges of the metal so it's safe. Just put some carpet down for when the puppies give birth. And this is a very cost-effective way to whelp a litter, you know. And mine's completely out of the elements because it's under this roof, but it's also, you know, a full enclosed shed. So that's one way I'm able to save money on, instead of like having an actual building, you know, to whelp the litters, and you know, just starting out is just something like right now it is is it August yet? It's about to be August.
Yeah.
Natasha just looked at her invisible watch. Was that what you're doing?
No.
There was a fly on you?
Yeah.
It's about to be August, so it's hot. So I wish I could put AC units in there, but the fan is good for now. If it was winter, I'd obviously put a heater in there, you know. And that's another issue they can run into, is all the electric that's running out here. You might eventually want your own, you know, whatever, breaker or whatever it is, to strictly just for outside on your dog kennels, because I got fans on every single one of my kennels. Plus I got the fans inside the sheds. So there's a lot of power running out here. And then you run into this kennel. And actually, let me talk about this real quick, the rocks. So before, it was just straight. When I bought the house, it was like kind of grass. It wasn't that full, but the drainage in my backyard absolutely sucks. So I had to eventually the grass turned into mud really quick with dogs. So I had to put down, I got this rock from a landscaping company. I put down the landscaping fabric first over the dirt / mud. Put down the landscaping fabric over all of it. Then I put the rocks on top. And again, it's not the most ideal situation, but guess what? We're on dry ground. It's not muddy, and that is completely helped me a lot and saved me a lot of stress and time. And yeah, like that's the one thing that would annoy me, walking outside and it's just muddy everywhere. And my dog's in the mud. Like, I did not like that at all. So like, this has helped me a lot and gave me a lot of peace. This I bought. I honestly probably would not have bought this if I knew the cheaper routes to go, like the $250 shed with the, you know, $500 or $600 kennel, versus plus shipping on this thing was like $2,000, $2,500, you know, which is expensive. Obviously this is a way better option, but it essentially does the same thing, you know. So this is a 10 by 6, I think, kennel. I don't know, but again, I'm whelping another litter in here. Maggie's pregnant with Tuco, and there's Tuco. Big Tuco. He's actually not that big, but he's solid. You know, I got Maggie in here. Come here, son. And obviously this is pretty well put together. But the same thing, I was able to put the bumpers on there and put a fan inside so Maggie can stay nice and cool. Right, Big Mag?
She's ready to give birth.
Ready to give birth? She's already had a litter before I owned her, but I bought her to breed the Tuco because she's a blue fawn, so I'm curious to see what colors they're going to produce. But in here, it's the same size as that other shed. It's a 6x4. So some people like their whelping boxes 6x6, but this is just like what I had to do for right now. And obviously you could get the 2x4s for like $3 a piece at Home Depot. Come here, Mac. Come back in. Come on, Maggie.
She's a big girl.
There you go, Mama. Almost pulled my back out there. And then also, guys, you just got your little stuff like your food bowls. This, I bought it and it didn't come with this clip, but originally it's supposed to go like this, and then you're supposed to hang it on the kennel like this. Show 'em. You see it? It's supposed to hang on the kennel like that, but it comes off really easily, and then you hear your dog at 2 in the morning playing with it, and it sounds like you got a marching band in your backyard.
Oh yeah.
So I put it like this and attached a clip to it, and now that doesn't come off. You know, just common sense things. You got to use your head and figure out what works and what doesn't work. So that, you know, those things you can buy on Amazon for relatively cheap. You know, you got your kennel cleaners to scrub down the kennels, which you should do every day. And then, you know, your trash bin or your waste and, you know, pooper scooper type thing. And I got this thing right here. This is kind of like a waste of money, honestly. It was like $180 from Tractor Supply, and I kind of got it thinking that if I had to isolate a dog, if a dog was in heat or something, that I can put him in here just for, you know, a month or a few weeks. You know, and attach an IBC tote to it, so they obviously have an enclosed place to go. But I'm not really sure what to do with it yet. I don't know, maybe like when the puppies are born, that could be a place for them to play for a little bit. I can enclose it, so I'll figure it out. But then, you know, you just got your fans. You know, you want to put cameras in the sheds when you have the litters. You know, those fly traps. You want to make a spring pull. Let your dogs be able to like bite the toys and hang from this thing. You know, that's, I like for my dogs, you know, to have stuff to do instead of just being in a cage and kennel. But other than that, you got toys. But some people are against toys with multiple dogs because they fight over it. Sit. Mercy, sit. Sit. Yes. Great. But my dogs are good with it for the most part. That's such a bad bitch.
Someone's angry. He wants to play.
And then, you know, you got your hoses and just like little things. But if you really want to start breeding dogs and you're not going to have your dogs inside, if you have a place to do it inside and you can have them in crates and that works for you, then that's awesome. If you have a foreign wife and you don't have the space inside and they need to be outside, oh my gosh, Kerjack. You alright, buddy? Poor buddy. I don't know why their stool is like inconsistent sometimes. That's another thing that really bothers me, and I'm not gonna make a video on that. You know why? Because I haven't found the answer yet. If someone did, please let me know, because I can't figure it out. Only thing that works for me is raw. I feed my dogs raw. They have solid stool, but everybody knows it's very expensive and it's very time consuming. I have 7 dogs right now.
And 2 kids.
And 2 kids. And a foreign wife. She doesn't really speak English. I'm just kidding. What was I saying though? But yeah, I mean, and obviously, the bigger the dog, the more responsibility. The bigger the poops, if you gotta give them medicine, it's usually by weight. So if your dog's 130 pounds, you know, you're gonna need to give them way more medicine than a 20-pound dog, you know. But I like big dogs, so it's all worth it to me. Obviously, the bigger they are, the more they eat, everything. But yeah, if you want your dog, if your dog's gonna be outside and you want an outdoor space, this is how I started, and it's working so far. And I'm learning as I'm going. You know, I'm sure I'll make another video in a few months. Jeez, he's at it again. You alright, buddy? And here comes Mercy to ruin the moment. If you want a somewhat cost-effective way to start breeding your dogs, then this is this is, you know, how I started. Oh, I was saying that I'll probably make another video in a short amount of time that I probably learned a lot more stuff to help me, you know. But that's kind of it for now. Natasha, can you think of anything else I'm missing?
No, I think you've got everything, honestly.
And I give all my dogs smart water. I don't give them hose water. I give them all bottled water, natural from the spring. No, I'm just kidding. They get hose water. But
make sure it's pH balanced.
yeah, pH balance.
Electrolytes filled.
Come, sit. See these flies on my dog? I do not like that. Spray them down, and I'll keep them off them until, you know, it kind of rubs off. But I'll show you a video how to make the secret sauce. I might charge you a little extra for it, but I'll show you.
Hi, Courage. What's going on, buddy?
I told you she loves dogs.
Yep, definitely love them.
But that's it in today's episode of High Kingdom Kennel. If you guys want to see anything else, drop a comment, let me know. Until then, keep those thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and y'all have a blessed day.